We're a couple of days away from the start of the NBA season, so I'm just going to drop another mock draft. Now, the people in the mock draft don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be taking guys that are perceived to be safe. It's a safe mock draft. Let's see how it goes. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com. You can find me on Twitter as always at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Thank you for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free. We are available on all platforms. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, official sportsbook of Locked On. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to learn more. All right, so as I said, I'm going to be looking at this as a safe mock draft. So not taking many swings, trying to avoid injury risk players or players that are perceived to be risky. Sometimes it gets hard to do that. And the narrative around players, or the narrative around players in people's memories, generally lasts exactly one calendar year, and then we forget about things that have happened in the past. So I'll try and talk through how I'm thinking. Again, the guys in my draft don't know what I'm doing or how I'm approaching these picks, so some of them might seem weird to them. It might seem weird to you, but you've got the explanation as to what I'm doing. I'm trying to eliminate all risk. That is usually a bad way of approaching a fantasy draft, but I'm going to try and do it, and I'm going to try and see what sort of team we end up with here, because I don't know how it's going to work out. As a general rule, I think it's going to look bad towards the end, but that's what we're trying to do. Mainly for me to say, hey, got to take some swings somewhere. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. When you place a $5 bet, that is $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. The NBA season is ready to go. We are bursting at the seams. 1 day of preseason left. We're going to go through all of the stuff that's on FanDuel. Season win totals, award predictions, champions, Eastern Conference, Western Conference finalists, all of that stuff in a show coming up. And you can go check it all out now over on FanDuel. So go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn and kick off the NFL season and the NBA season, of course. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. And don't forget to gamble responsibly. Today's show is also brought to you by Jace Medical and the Jace Case. Jace Medical offers or gives you, the Jace Case is this personalized emergency medication kit containing 5 essential antibiotics that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections. And now you can also customize your case to add additional life-saving medications that suit the unique needs of yourself and your family. They've also brought in gift cards. So you can buy a gift card for somebody who might be in a remote location or has unique medical needs and needs to have these sort of things on hand in case disaster strikes, whether it's an earthquake, which we've seen so many of those around the world, the fires that we saw recently in Hawaii. We know we get cyclones and hurricanes and tornadoes hitting multiple parts of the country and the world. And there's always this supply chain issues as well with medication, that sometimes the medication is just not available when you need it. So having it at home can literally be the difference between life or death. Go to jacemedical.com and enter the code LOCKEDON at checkout for a $20 discount on your order. That's the promo code LOCKEDON at jasemedical.com. So now it's probably time for us to jump into this draft room and have a look how it's going. All right, we are getting ready to get into this mock draft now. Very interesting to see what happens with Luka Doncic, because about, I say, an hour ago, the Jason Kidd news was like, yeah, well, we don't really have a timetable. We're taking it slow. He's on the court doing 3-on-3. You know that I featured Luka on the top of the bloody Do Not Draft show. A, because people were overdrafting him due to his 2-game playoff week. Well, sorry, people were overdrafting him and not paying attention to his 2-game playoff week. Plus, he's had 2 lower body off-season injuries that have hampered him. Same with Kyrie with his 2-game week and his groin problem It's why I like grabbing Jaden Hardy with the last rounds. People will say I'm crazy for not taking Luka in the top 2 or top 4. Right? I don't necessarily think that Luka is going to miss a chunk of time to begin this season. But I've got him projected under 65 games for the year. Plus, there's a 2-game playoff week. I would not... So you can say, how far does it drop him? I wouldn't have taken him in the top 5 anyway. In fact, I debate, do you even want him at 6? Because of those factors. So, we'll see what the draft is starting here. Ron Artest Therapist, which, lucky there's no space in that, could be mispronounced horribly. Jokic goes at 1. It's going to be my pick here. So, I think Halliburton or Shai, if I get one of those guys, there's no real risk in them. Let's take Shai at number 3. I think Shai and Halliburton are both fine in terms of your risk level. But yeah, as for Luka, just nothing changes for my advice. Don't take him 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or maybe 6. I've already projected in a bunch of missed games for him. It's just that it always hits harder when you're missing a game at the start of the season, and people do over panic on that. So don't make it think that he's a do not draft guy. Don't make it think that you got to take Kyrie in round 1 because A, the 2-game week, and B, Luka might miss 2 games to start the season. Be aware of that. So interestingly, wow, what a draft this is. What the hell? Doncic still goes at 4. Tatum goes at 5 and Halliburton at 6. Congratulations to you, Avenue, which I think is Clarence, who's a pretty regular tweet and YouTube contributor. Jumps in with Halliburton at 6, just generating a huge steal. Raptors 905. Now takes Giannis at 7. So we've seen Steph fall to A Drizzy here at 8. Is he going to take him? Yes, he does. He should. Good value. Hashi is there at 9, and this is where things start to get very interesting. Damian Lillard goes at 9. I normally, in a roto sort of format, I would take LaMelo Ball, but the 2-game playoff week pushes him back. Lillard goes at 9. Sabonis at 10. All right, we're getting weird now. That I can't get behind. You don't understand that, but whatever. LaMelo goes at 11. Cool. It means one of Durant or Davis is going to fall out of round 1. What a very interesting start to this draft. So what's Jordan going to do? He asks for that pick. He takes Anthony Davis. Is he going to back it up with Trae Young, or is he going to take Kevin Durant and go Davis and Durant combo? Someone said I didn't expect the Sabonis one. I don't think anybody did. So there you go. Trae Young, he goes with Davis. So this guy who took LaMelo at 11 is going to get KD? Wow. All right. That's a spanner, isn't it? Putting Sabonis in there. So remember, I'm doing safety here in this mock draft. So that means I'm not going to take Kawhi. I'm not going to take Jimmy Butler. I'm not going to take Jim Harden. Kyrie goes at 14. That's that. The yellow. I don't know when your playoff is in your regular league or whatever, but in nearly every playoff format, there's a 2-game week, and you took your first 2 picks to play 2 games. And I wouldn't say that they are 100% the most robust guys either. I talk about not winning or not losing your draft or your league in a draft. I'm not saying that you've lost your draft because they're very good players. But it's just amplifying. It's amplifying risk, but also the 2 games, man. 4 games out of your top 2 picks in 1 week of the playoffs is disastrous. Now, that might be a good result for you to get through to the final, but I just wouldn't have comboed those guys. No way. Donovan Mitchell goes at 15. Durant goes at 16. Booker goes at 17. So Anthony Edwards is falling a little bit here. He's one to watch. I also am always going to be interested to see what happens with Mikal Bridges. I think that what I've seen from him in preseason lines up with some of the concerns that I've had. Not saying that he's going to be that bad because that's not true. But you know that I've had concerns about people overvaluing him. Wow. 19 for Towns. No, I won't unlock the secrets. What does that mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. Towns goes at 19. So John Alves, who that is, I know who that is. He shook things up a little by going Tatum at 5. He goes Bam at 20. Okay. All right. What's the Doncic guy going to do? Also, by the way, Anthony Davis has a 2-game playoff week, depending on when your playoffs are. And Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves do as well. It's a little bit earlier on the mix. So we're talking safety here for a pick. So my queue is not particularly robust. Like Bridges would consider safe, but I don't, because I don't think his value is probably in this area. So I am actually going to take, as I scroll down, I'm actually going to take Jaren Jackson there. Now, is that the definition of safe? I don't know about that. because he has had multiple injuries. He entered last season with an injury that pushed him way down draft boards. But at the moment, I don't really have any concerns about Roll. In fact, I think Roll elevates. He's got no current injury, which is, again, leaning a little bit into that safety. As much as I don't love him in this spot, and I would have taken other guys there. I would have maybe taken a Paul George, or maybe could have reached up for a Cade. But Markkanen was who I wanted on the way back around. I thought he would have been a nice little safer pick there in round 3. But he goes with the Embiid team. LeBron goes to go with Jokic. Wow, that is... I have not seen LeBron go that early in a category league. We are 3 days away from the start of the season, and 5 days away, under 5, and we're seeing stuff happen that I haven't really seen happen yet. What an intriguing start. So, who's on my safety list now? Des Bane, I guess. Mikal Bridges, probably, if we get back around to it, but not Paul George, not Kawhi Leonard. Definitely, wow, James Harden and LeBron James. It's a lot of risk, man. Wembanyama goes next at 26. So, what is my safety pick here? Is it Bane? Is it Bridges? Again, as much as I am a little bit off Bridges, I'll take him at 27 for a decent level of safety there, I think. So is Bane safe? Yeah-ish. But I think Bridges is fine in that spot. Wow, this has gone... Look, Bridges, you see, go at 15 sometimes, 17. And I got him at 27. So Cade goes at 28. Two guys that I'm often avoiding in Jaren and Bridges as well. Not avoiding, just they're going before I'm willing to take them. So Cade goes at 28. Cade looked much better at playing next to Hayes and Thompson in that yesterday's game. He shot 50%. He had 14, 6, and 6 in 21 minutes. Bane goes at 29. Okay, that's nice value there for Bano. Interestingly, Kawhi, sliding. I did the perfect fantasy draft show earlier today, and I took Kawhi with that 3-5 pick, which was it was actually 2 spots below his ADP, but as you see here, he pushes below it very much. Kawhi at 31. That happens relatively often, and Paul George still on the board, and Jordan Poole still on the board. Wow. Van Vliet goes at 32. There are a lot of strong third-round players, though. So Porzingis went before Kawhi. Paul George goes at 33. That is, again, it's not safe, but it's unbelievable value. I don't think my team's going to come out strong at the end of this. I know that, because that's what happens when you just go for what you assume is safety, and you cannot guarantee it. You can come up with whatever arguments to stress against other people, and you can tell me that Mikal Bridges has never missed a game, and that's, again, part of why he is considered safe. But it doesn't mean anything, really. Garland goes at 34, Fox goes at 35, and Miles Turner goes at 36. The guy I think is going to be relatively safe for me is either one of Levine, Murray, Brunson, or Garland if they come back around. Claxton, 37. Wow. His ADP is like 55. So that's a bit of a reach. What? No, it's not true. It's not a reach. It's just higher than he goes in a lot of drafts. I think it's totally okay there. But he's backing up Turner with Claxton. Next is Mobley at 38. Whoa, I'm not sure what the whoa is about. Again, some people do not believe that Claxton should go there. Vooch at 39, I am not in favor of that one. Although I do believe that the Yahoo adjustment putting him at 57 is probably getting a little bit too low. Siakam at 40, that's fine for Siakam there. I am actually stunned that we are at pick 40 and Jordan Poole is available. And is Jordan Poole a safe pick? I don't know. Is Jordan Poole a safe pick if he makes it to me? Yeah, he is. Jaylen Brown at 41, Brunson 42. Although, does it fit? Well, does it fit actually the brief of what I want to do, where it's hard to pick a hole in it? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe I just let him slide for that reason if he gets to me. Because people can pick that hole. He's actually terrible. They'll shut him down. He's going to be so inefficient. Yeah, maybe we won't put Poole in that list because of safety. DeJounte goes at 43, Brunson 42. I'm not big on DeJounte in the end of round 2 or round 3, but there I am. I'm fine with it. Brunson, similarly, I do have some concerns about Brunson. I can tell you positives and negatives of every single player, which makes this exercise a little bit hard sometimes for me as well. So after Johnny took Bane in round 3, he's back at 44, and then he's run out of time. He got autoed on Chet. It's not too bad, though. It's probably about right for Chet. So I think Levine or Murray are my 2 safe picks here. I find it hard to pick a hole in either. I would 100% take Jordan Poole here in a real life situation, like without hesitation at all. Jordan Poole would be my guy. But if I can have people pick apart at that, then I'll just take Zach LaVine, who I think is relatively safe. The knee was a worry last season, but he played 77 games. I think he's actually got a slight extra level this season as well. Jordan Poole at 47. Unbelievable value from you, Dirty Deary. So my next pick is my next safe one, and I think we're actually getting into safe Tyrese Maxey territory. I think at whatever my next pick is, 51, that's safe with upside. Or is DeRozan the safe pick? Maybe DeRozan's the safe pick here. Zion's not at 49. Randall goes at 48. Wow, we are going crazy. Maybe DeRozan is the safe selection here. Again, everyone said, well, that's actually a steal for DeRozan. He was top 30 last season, blah, blah, blah. So maybe we just throw DeRozan onto the team. Or no, we don't, because he just went. So who is? Ingram's not. Drew's not. I think it is Maxey. Is that safe enough? I think Maxey's the guy there, though. Kessler goes at 52. So I think Maxey is safe, and without Harden goes way higher than this. Josh Giddey at 53, Barnes at 54. I am really not interested in Giddey here. I think that's probably 6 or 7 too early for Barnes as well, but this is where they go. I am getting more warmed up onto Jalen Williams, pushing maybe even into the top 50. Ingram at 55 is okay. He's got a relatively interesting range of outcomes. I am actually shocked that DeAndre Ayton took this long to go 56. Like, I was considering him, is he maybe a safe pick for me? But, wow, Drizzy gets him in a really nice spot. It's always something that slides around. So Franz Wagner would be a safe pick for me. Would it be? Yeah, I think it would be. Or maybe it wouldn't. Şengün at 57. Hasn't had the best preseason, but I'm still having some hope. Not as much as others, but some hope. There's a lot of centers there. Banchero, they're far out. That is early for Paolo. This guy, Dali Mali, I always appreciate when someone just says, screw it, I don't care. I don't believe in what Josh says. I don't know who this Josh guy is, and I'm just doing what I want. Great. He went Sabonis in round 1, Mitchell, Garland, Vooch, and Banchero. I like the Mitchell-Garland pairing. The other 3, yeah, not so much. Beal is a steal at 59. Sorry for the rhymingness. What was I going to say about... Yeah, Paolo's efficiency has been shitful in the preseason. Terrible. That's a worry. But we're getting some pretty interesting things happen. I am very surprised that Jalen Williams and OG Anunoby are still there. The safety of them. No one cares about safety. Granted, they don't know what I'm doing in this draft. And I don't even know whether I'm going to do an all-risky draft. I probably won't, honestly. But I'm definitely doing this one. Anunoby goes at 60. He goes in the 40s. Lots of time. So that is pretty good. Would you consider, and I know I can't actually hear your feedback, would you consider Chris Paul a safe pick? I don't know that I would. Drew goes at 61. At 61, Drew's probably a safe pick, although guys in new situations, it's always hard to feel that they're super safe. And I don't have a single player in a new situation. Maybe you could consider Maxey maybe as a new situation if Harden goes, but otherwise, no one's in a new situation, which is another part of being safe. Jarrett Allen at 62. I guess the injury has probably pushed him down about 10 spots. Again, we do tend to overreact to injuries at the start of the season. If someone missed 4 games in January, we wouldn't say, well, the guy's got to be dropped down 20 spots. But if they miss 4 to start the year, then yeah, we panic a bit. Hero goes at 63, before Simons. Why is Jalen Williams still there? Gobert goes at 64. I will 100% take the Bronco if he gets to me. I don't think he will because I'm at 70, but I'm just a little surprised to see him fall down that far. Is it that far? I guess maybe 65. I am surprised. Well, there he goes at 65. Juicy just doing some good work with those last couple of picks. Pirtle goes at 66. His ADP's in like the 80s usually. Raptors 905. Are you a Raptors fan? That is the question. Franz Wagner goes at 67. He was on my safety list. So Who's on my safety list now? Who is safe? Who can you not argue with in this spot, I think is what I'm looking to answer. Cam Johnson. Kuzma goes. Is Cam Johnson considered safe enough? Or Anthony Simons? No, shutdown risk on Anthony Simons. People won't buy that one. Jeremy Grant the same. Vassell, tanking team. Let's take Cam Johnson. Hey, what the hell? Oh, I picked for the wrong guy there. I'm going to undo that pick. I thought it was my pick. My bad. Absolutely my bad. I apologize. So someone just saw what I did. I was just getting a step ahead of myself. Jalen Duren at 69. Wowee. What? Okay. That's something. Wow. Okay. We are buying in on Duren. Now, by the way, you have no worries about Bagley or Wiseman, who remain Bagley and Wiseman, or Wiseman and Wiseman, and Bagley and Bagley. You don't worry about them, but, well, there goes Simons, the other guy I was considering. Vassell, and the other guy I was considering, Vassell at 72. But again, it's hard, though, because I can pick a negative outcome for every player. Vassell goes 72. So who is my safe play here? Is it Chris Paul? That's not safe, though, is it? Next round it would be. Ja Morant, that is too early. Ben Simmons is not safe. Mark Williams is not safe. Chris Middleton is not safe. Daniel Gafford is not safe. Jeremy Grant is not safe. Okongwu is not safe. Klay Thompson is? Maybe? Austin Reeves? Oh, let's take the safest of all safe players. Well, I can't take Chris Paul because he went at 74. I actually really like that. I'm going to take the safest guy in the range of my next 10 picks that is possible, and I'm going to take Tobias Harris. That's safe. Can't really, apart from the fact that he's not worth that spot, you can't pick holes in it that he's going to crash and burn, I think. Gafford 76. Again, I would not have picked him there. So my team is at a deficit in certain categories here for sure. They're actually projecting pretty well. Gafford 76. A lot of this is just letting some value fall to me, I think. Like Bridges in round 3. Is that value? I don't know. Levine at that spot is value. Wow, Jalen Green at 77. Terry Rozier 78. But also going safe in a draft. The draft tracker often likes it because you're not taking a swing. There's very little upside to improve on what you do when you're going safe. Like you sort of get this baseline of production, but how do you elevate that further? That's part of the downsides to going all safe. There is value in safety, right? In a lot of picks. You can't just do it. You can't avoid all swings. You just can't. Clay at 80 is pretty good. Before him went Rozier 78 and Mark Williams 79. 10 spots between Duren and Williams. I would take Williams over Duren. And Brook Lopez at 81. He would have been a really good safe play for me, actually. Didn't even scroll down far enough for him. Markelle Fultz might be my safe guy next if he gets back, but we are still a long way away from that. Brook Lopez at 81 is very good. Okongwu is going to be relatively safe as well, I think. If we get back there. Austin Reeves. 82. Jabari Smith, 83. That's high. We like what Jabari's done, but it's a big jump. It's a big jump. Reeves at 82 I like. I wonder when Marcus Smart is going to go in this draft. Again, part of safety is also when guys start falling 30 spots. That's like, how do they get worse than this? Unless it's an injury risk, of course. Or a suspension like Ja Morant. Fultz at 84. That would have been a nice pick for me to slide back. I am a little surprised that no one's bit on Ben Simmons yet. And Chris Middleton. Like Chris Middleton probably becomes... Well, no, he's not really safe because of injury, but he would become safe there. Jeremy Grant will become safe when we get back to my pick. Okongwu goes at 85. Middleton goes at 86. My team is punting assists, basically, I think. Yeah, they're pretty bad on assists. That means I've got strong turnovers, though. We know how that rolls. Derek White, 87. He had a massive game. Was it yesterday, Derek White? I still think he's very good, clearly. But, there are some concerns. What do you guys make of Horton Tucker? He was great yesterday. Markkanen was out. I think he's going to open as a starter. I don't think he's going to end the season as a starter, but he's going to get this opportunity, which is weird. But anyway, McCullum at 88, but there's still, how does Sexton, Clarkson, Horton Tucker, George, Dunn all fit in? There's just so many names there. Jeremy Grant goes at 89. Simmons goes at 90. Wiggins, 91. Okay, so we are 2 picks away. Who am I target? I'd like some steals or blocks, please. Is Draymond considered safe here? Probably not. Wendell Carter goes 92. He would have been a good safety. Tyus will be... I am punting assist, though, but... Well, I can't take Tyus because that guy just took him. So who is the safe play here? Maybe it's Capella at 94. Hey, well, I need a center. So I find it hard to believe that Capella can't hit that number. He's not injured. My last rounds are going to be funny because it's going to be Harrison Barnes and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Kevin Huerter. Hard to pick holes, I think, in the bust potential of a lot of those picks, which is the point of this draft. Dinwiddie goes at 95. But maybe you can. Hey, and if you can pick holes in them, drop it. Comments. You know how to do it. So what are we going to do next? In round 9, who is our safe pick? Marcus Smart? Josh Hart? Valanciunas goes at 96. We say Smart or Hart is the safer play. D'Angelo Russell goes at 97. I would have to say that Smart is, even though we haven't actually seen him play in the preseason. Where the hell is he on this list? Wow, he's all the way down there at an ADP of 129. What? Okay, Keegan Murray goes at 98. Smart. I'll take Marcus Smart there. Again, at pick 99, I think that that's relatively safe. Maga Ponda Jr. goes at 100. Smart, I think, at 99 falls into the safe picks. Scoot goes next at 101. Mitchell Robinson's relatively safe. Bruce Brown goes at 102, although injury risk. Zach Collins at 103. Pretty strong pick there, I think. Nurkic 104. Really struggled yesterday, but that's fine. We definitely still draft him, and we draft him in this spot. Not worried about struggling in a preseason game against Anthony Davis. It's going to happen. But what's his name? Looked great. Eubanks. Love him in a deeper, stashable format. By the way, I mentioned this in the show the other day, talking about the fact that fantasy baseball has these drafts, these tout war and labor leagues, which is all like prestigious leagues of analysts to follow along, and I want to start it for basketball. It looks like we're going to get one of them up for this season while expanding to a full system next season. So there is going to be one of those drafts. It looks like happening on Monday. I will have it up on the channel, and we will do update segments on it probably at least every week, and we'll follow that league along to see how it goes. John Collins goes at 105. Buddy Hield goes at 106. Very excited to bring it out again. It's going to be sort of a soft launch this season, and we do a full, expansive launch of it next season. But you'll get to follow it along, build a bit of buzz for it, and then see how it cracks in next year. Buddy Hield goes at 106. Draymond at 107. That's good for Draymond. Yeah, he's currently injured, but he is going to play opening night, it appears. Well, he's at least questionable. I might get Joshy Hart all the way back around for me, which goes from being, like, it is safe, but it's also value. No one has grabbed Asar Thompson, which I am, frankly, a little bit surprised. Well, there you go. Asar just goes at 108. Interesting. His ADP sits at 130 on Yahoo, so in some leagues you will find him fall significantly. But most of the ones I do, he does not fall. I wonder if Sohan or Trey Jones goes first. It looks like, well, not doesn't. Terrence Mann is going to start for the Clippers. So we took that flyer on Covington. I think we can comfortably just drop him now. That's what flyers are about. Like, hey, ooh, is they going to start him? If they are, it's value. And he's not, so he's gone. That's how you do it. Well, there you go. Trey Jones goes at 109. Way too early. Way too early. Dennis Schroeder goes at 110. But I love when someone takes someone too early because it means that the other guys that I might want in a usual draft fall down. Remember, but I am doing safety, not necessarily who I want. So who is this? The safe guy for me is Josh Hart here. Or is it even like a DeAnthony Melton if he gets back to me? Well, it's not Josh Hart because he just went. Mitchie Robinson's also a relatively safe play. I'm going to throw him into the queue. Aaron Gordon is a safe play. Quickly is a little safe, I guess. Still some concern with the role and how all the minutes get spun around. Yahoo updated Miles Bridges to rank 258 in their latest update, by the way. Well, Mitch Robinson goes, so he's out of the queue. Who is safe? Herb Jones is safe. Herb Jones is safe. Has he got upside? No. But he is safe. Ooh, Westbrook just went. Matherin goes 114. Matherin's going a little bit earlier now. Westbrook 115. I don't know about that one. 2 picks to go before me. Kobe White and Sohan are up the top of my projections here. I wouldn't say either of them are safe, though, so they don't really fit to what I want. PJ Washington goes at 116. Robbie Williams, 117. Let's take Herbalife Jones there. Absolutely no upside, but I know that he's safe. Have I said safe enough times? Zubat's 119. Oh, he's an unbelievable safe guy. Same as Steve Adams. Or Aaron Gordon, who would be my guy, come back around. Even I think Bojan Bogdanovic is pretty safe too. So what do I do? Michael Conley is... the injury though, but no, he's safe otherwise. But is Aaron Gordon safer? I'm punting assists pretty strongly. Jaden McDaniels at 120. I don't know why I emphasized the Jaden as if you were going to confuse it for Jalen. It's Kevin Huerter and Bojan. They're safe. They can go in the queue. Bobby Portis, Kyle Anderson. So Aaron Gordon went. So let's reassess what we're doing. That might mean we're taking Mike. By the way, the Hawks are starting today. Young, Murray, Hunter, Bay, Capella, which I believe will be opening night. So no Okongwu, no Jalen Johnson, which is what we expected. We hoped we'd get a little bit of Jalen, and I'd like to hold him through the first couple of games to see what happens. Sohan goes round 11. All right, this is the safety of... Is Mike Conley safe? That's what I'm debating. I'm debating how we want to determine this. Is Bogdan Bogdanovic a safer play? Let's take Mike. I think at this point he is relatively safe. Hard to argue much downside there. Jordan Clarkson goes 124. This is decidedly the most not Josh team ever. It projects actually really strongly, but there's no real upside baked in. We've got some good strength, though. Points, threes, steals, free throws, turnovers are almost, I think, best in the league in like 4 of those categories with average field goals and blocks. So they're competitive each week. So maybe I'll lock down 5 with 2 to win. What if I lock down 3 definitely, 2 more win 80% of the time, 2 more 50% of the time, and then 2 I lose every week without question. After Conley goes, Jordan Clarkson, Shaden Sharp, Steve Adams, Emmanuel Quickley, and Gary Trent. Apart from Sharp, most of those are just like safe plays too. Keldon at 129, I don't know about that one. Wonder how far Jaden Ivey falls also, considering his role and the fact that he's been outplayed also by Killian Hayes. He's really struggled, Ivy, and I'm not sure what Monty Williams thinks of him at this point. Dali Marley, you've been throwing some curveballs around. Look at the guards that he's got. 5 guards in a row. He gets autoed with Amen Thompson. No, he got him in time. Amen Thompson. Well, that's an upside swing that I love Amen. I just don't know where he's getting minutes. Hey, also, by the way, why has nobody picked Kobe White? You guys are lacking on Kobe here. Kobe should have gone already in round 10, I would have thought. Gordon Hayward 131. This is turning into a spot where the safety in taking Kobe White actually comes into play. Although it doesn't, again, it's a little bit cheating in this draft because someone pick him, please. What are you doing? Jaden Ivey before Kobe White is a choice that is not one I would defend. Kobe's got an ADP of 159. Toppin goes at 133. What is going on here? Are people not scrolling down? They must be. Paul Reed goes at 134. What have I missed? What? Bobby Portis? No one taking Jalen Johnson either, which I'm surprised at. This is a very strange mock draft. Christian Wood is rostered in so many 12-team leagues. I think you guys need to give it up. Not going to lie, some of these teams have been atrocious. Kevin Huerter, unless you're drafting a safe team, I don't get it. Derek Lively, here we go, 137. Let's fire up. Lively, though, to be fair, has been running with some second units in practice this week. We haven't really seen the Mavs play after their trip to Abu Dhabi. That's where they went, Abu Dhabi. So he might not start. And if he doesn't start opening night, then the fly value of him is not there. But we still take it because we like it. Calabali goes at 138. Nice little upside swings, which is what we want. Looney at 139. This guy's a Warriors fan, I know. I don't know. Absolutely no excitement in getting him with your 12th pick. How does my team project so well? Well, it's because we're taking no swings and no upside. That's why. Should we just snag here? Well, it's 100% just getting to just take Kobe White, but there isn't any safety in that. So again, to be clear, Kobe White should be gone by now. I would have taken him over Herb. Honestly, I would have. What are these picks? Bay goes at 140, Sexton 141. Okay. Let's go safe. Let's take Bogdan or Boyan? Let's take Bogdan. If it gets around to Kobe White with the next pick, I'm taking him. I don't know what's happening here. Bogdan goes at 142. Boring. No upside in really any of these picks. Although Conley and Bogdanovich have a bit of upside considering how far they fell. Well, actually, did they fall that far? No, not really. I'm just talking now. So what are these next four picks? Surely Kobe White goes. What are they going to do? Take Brandon Miller flyers, Tari Eason, Malcolm Brogdon? Okay. Wow. It's good to have a different mock draft. I enjoy it. Rowan Barrett. Okay. I did not see this draft going this way at all. There is stuff which is great. It's awesome to see something. Naz Reid. Don't take Kobe. I am going to take him at round 13 because I cannot believe that it is falling this far. Otherwise, I'm going to go double Bogdanovich, I think. Yeah, I think I am. And Jalen Johnson hasn't gone yet. Trey Murphy. Actually, that's pretty good for Trey Murphy. All right. Kobe is safe enough here. Well, there you go. You can actually get Kobe White this late. A surprise to be sure. Tari Eason at 148. I love Tari Eason as a prospect, as a player. I honestly, I don't know how the minutes come. I don't know how he gets enough of them. How does he play 25? That's tough. Kyle Anderson 149. Pat Williams 150. So what am I going to do with my last pick? Let's hope we get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope there. Or Kyle Lowry. Or Matisse Thybulle. Or Boyan. Or Cole Anthony's a relatively safe-ish pick. Brandon Miller. Or Horton Tucker goes 151. There you go. He was really good yesterday. He's had 3 games in a row of 50% or more, shooting. I just don't know how much or how well he makes that team function. I think they might, for as much talent as they look to have, I think they might actually be bad. And I think Will Hardy's a very good coach and might keep them competitive the way that Mike Dagnott has for the Thunder. I just think they might be quite bad. KCP. So old mate here has somehow worked out my theme and is just repeating it here, Dali Marley, and just going, I'm taking the boringest, safest floor guys possible. Malik Monk goes, then Jalen Johnson goes. Well, this is a extraordinarily different draft with players going in spots that I don't usually see, which is, again, a great way to see things. Keontae George goes, then Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson got hurt, and I don't think he's going to start. It looks like it's going to be Kyle Lowry. Who will I take with my pick? I will... who will I take? Who is a safe enough player? None of these guys are particularly safe. I wonder if anyone takes Jaden Hardy. They should. They should be taking Jaden Hardy. Even if it's you get one game out of him, and because Luka misses the opener, you should take him. But whether Denny Avdia, whether anyone does it or not, I don't know. Terrence Mann is going to start. I don't think he's a particularly strong fantasy player. I'm going to put Karis LeVert in. I think he is I think he's very safe, actually. Does he have high upside? If someone gets injured, sure. But he's just safe. Kuminga goes at 162. Wild. Kuminga 163. And by wild, I mean, I wouldn't draft Christian Wood. Norman Powell 165. All right, let's take Karis LeVert here to finish off the safe team, which projects just unbelievably well. Because remember, the projections look at what I'm currently thinking, but it puts no value into the way that upside can play out. But a lot of guys just really fell to weird spots. What are you trying to say? What? Harrison Barnes goes, oh, there you go. Someone else is just doing it as well. And someone wants the top 3 standings. And I'll just wait till it all updates and I will tell you. Cam Thomas with the last pick. Okie dokie. So let's go and have a look at what the actual... I'm just going to give these guys an updated standings. Drizzy thinks he's number 1. At the moment, you don't think you are. I think I am, but let's have a look. All right, so actually, number 1 is Hashi. Is this one Draft Pool Mate? I don't know who that is. I think that must be that Avenue guy. And then Josh. All right, so let's look at my safe team. Shea, Jaren, Mikal Bridges, Zach LaVine, Tyrese Maxey, Cam Johnson, Toby Harris, Clint Capella, Marcus Smart, Herb Jones, Mike Conley, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kobe White, and Karis LeVert. Again, it looks solid enough on paper. It's got some deficits in it for sure, but there's just very little upside. The upside comes because Kobe White slid that far, but otherwise, we've got safe guys who produce, which is okay, but there's no actual explosion through a lot of these guys, which is part of the what do you call it? The value in taking those flyers on guys, I believe. So I don't know why I pushed that back up. You can have a look more at the draft board there to see how it all played out. Pause it if you are here on YouTube and check that screen out. But that will bring us to the end of this mock. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and on the Odyssey app. Not Stitcher. Stop it, Josh. On YouTube, thumb it up and leave your comments down below. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.